Can you guess what's in here? Huh?
Soju.
Soju? No. Cabbage? No.
Snakes.
Kimchi.
No. Soy sauce.
Oh.
Soy sauce. They make soy sauce in these, and a lot of Buddhist temples you see those kind of things, jugs around there. And there is some, they have a history of shamanism in their culture, and there's totem poles like this. That made DJ pose. He was very reluctant to pose between these interesting looking characters, but they have shamanistic background, and there is some spiritualism type of things in their history. And sometimes the students can be superstitious, or they talk about good luck or bad luck. This was a ritual they were doing. I'm not sure if this was a shaman or not, but we saw it once when we went hiking, and they were trying to get rid of something bad that happened, some bad luck or something like that, or maybe trying to get a job. They were doing some kind of ceremony. And I only saw this once, but it is part of the culture. One time my student told me that she changed her name. She went to the fortune teller or somebody, and they told her to change her name so that she could get a job, so she changed her name legally. But it's kind of sad that they have such fear. Pottery is a big thing in Korean culture, and they make a lot of different kinds of pottery. This place, my students brought me this guy's brother's shop, and they make pottery there, and he made us some traditional tea. And then this guy, his name is Paul, and he paid for the teachers to make these, to paint ceramics. And I decided I wanted to remember Korea, so I wrote I love Busan on there. And you can see that one out in the back. And then, what's it like to live in Korea? We get around, foreign teachers get around by riding the bus or the subway. This is the bus, this is the subway, or taxi. It was the first time for me to ride on the subway by myself. This is the subway map of Seoul. I was like, whoa, I hope I can come back safely. I don't know what I'm doing. But I learned to ride this pretty well. I went all over the place, and by the time I went to Busan, it only has 3 subway lines, so it was much easier. And it was also the first time for me to ride a taxi in my life in Korea, and that can be interesting with a language barrier. But I learned about SDA, go to SDA. And then, let's see what else. This is the streets of Busan, Namprong, the shopping area, typical alleyway. Another picture of the same. They have open markets and stuff there. This is a mail truck called a Pepe. It's so cute. I decided to take a picture of the mail truck. And then this is a typical countryside picture. I think this is closer to Busan. A lot of Korea is agricultural. They try to grow as much as possible so they don't have to import. And I thought when I went there that it would be all city because they have such a high population density, but there is quite a bit of countryside, and it looks like this. This is typical looking city of Busan. So a closer picture, you can see there's not much elbow room there. Kind of your space is my space in Korea. They have 4 seasons. There's spring. The spring is so beautiful, the cherry blossoms, and yeah, so pretty. It doesn't look like Yucca Valley. And then summertime, they have the rice fields. They grow rice, and they harvest in the winter time, in the fall. And the fall is so beautiful also. This was in Bucheon. I really like the fall. And this was at a palace there. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took in Korea. I love fall. In the fall, they have a holiday called Chuseok, and it's a kind of a harvest holiday, thankfulness for the harvest. They honor their ancestors, and it's kind of like American Thanksgiving. So this was a display for Chuseok. Korean food. Have you guys eaten Korean food before? Some? It's different than I thought it would be. I was expecting it to be like Chinese, but it has its own flavor. This is at one of the winter camps or summer camps, something like that. Korean food is like either very spicy or very bland. And this is some tofu with spicy sauce, some bean sprouts. I don't like bean sprouts. Rice, of course. Kimchi. This down here is seaweed. It's called kim. And I brought pumpkin for you to try. If you want to. You can pass it around. We eat it with rice usually, but you can try it. You look very skeptical. This is also at camp. At camp they fed us, they tried to make a little bit for Westerners, and so it wasn't exactly typical Korean food. This is some black sauce that they usually have on noodles. I like it. And this stuff is peanuts and black beans, I think, and they put soy sauce on it, and it's kind of sweet. It's interesting. They had egg rolls here, but I only saw that at camp. I didn't see it outside of there. And rice cake, egg soup, and pickles. They serve sweet pickles as a side dish with everything, and I asked my student, why do you do that? And they said, oh, it's like Western kimchi. I was like, no, we don't eat sweet pickles as a side dish in America. We just eat them in sandwiches. But they were surprised to know that. I guess they think it's a Western thing. Korean food, they have the main rice dish and some soup, and then they have a lot of side dishes. And everybody eats out of the side dishes, and everybody shares. So, mine is not that bad. Interesting cultural decision. Yeah, so they have a lot of side dishes, and this was a traditional restaurant, so they eat on the floor. And I got used to doing that. This is another one with a lot of side dishes, but this is kind of like burrito, Korean burrito, I guess. They put these lettuce leaves, and then they put their meat, and this is clam shells or something, and then they put rice, and they put other stuff, and they roll it up, and they eat it like a burrito. But I think this meal, they had a lot of meat there, and I think I basically ate rice and lettuce leaves. Oh, I'm hungry after. But they don't understand vegetarian in Korea. They think, I don't know what they think vegetarian is, but they eat a lot of meat, and so it was hard to be vegetarian in Korea. This is a type of kimchi. This one is actually radish kimchi. There's many different types. You make it with a spicy sauce. And it's so spicy because they use these gochu. It's pepper plants. I thought it would taste, it was the same as chili peppers, but it actually has a little different flavor. This one was outside drying on the sidewalk, so I decided to take a picture. And this is doso bibimbap. It's rice, doso means this pan is really hot, and there's rice underneath all this, and then different vegetables, mushrooms, and egg and something. And they serve it to you really hot, and you stir it around. They also put this gochujang spicy sauce in there. And you like the seaweed? And I'd always have them serve it on the side because it's too spicy for me. This is seaweed soup. This is very interesting. It's like seaweed and salt and water, and the seaweed is really slimy. And the first time I tried it, I was like, I'm eating the ocean. What is this? But after I stayed there for a while, I actually got to like it. And every time I eat that soup, my students would tell me, oh, when your woman has a baby, they eat this soup for 6 months. It has a lot of iron in it, so it's good for her health. So, and this is traditional kimchi. And kimchi is fermented cabbage, so there's spicy stuff in there. And kimchi is okay if you eat a little kimchi with a lot of rice.
You can buy it here.
Yes, I know. I haven't bought any. I haven't wanted it that badly yet. This is making kimchi. This is one of the deaconesses. They're making kimchi. It's quite a process. There's a whole lot of spicy sauce. There's no tomatoes in there. And this is a kimchi refrigerator. They have kimchi refrigerators, and it's special because kimchi smells quite a bit. So they try to contain it. This was in our house. We weren't using the kimchi refrigerator, and they made all this kimchi, and they said, hey, let's store it in your apartment. I guess they thought it was safe there. Nobody was going to eat too much of their kimchi. And I thought that kimchi was all chopped up when they made it, but actually they do it whole with these cabbage things. It's called beichu. And then they chop it up. What? Chop it up. This is Nihan chopping up kimchi. We had a party at our house. This is kimchi buchimge, kimchi pancake. I actually like this. They mix it together and with onions and kimchi, and it's pretty good. And this is at a party that we had at our house, so all the church members and some students, and We had